How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. So there has been a lot of discussion around the newest, shiniest, and usually most expensive smartphones. However, today I'm going to be talking about a cheaper phone that I really like. Welcome to 2022, and also my video on 5 reasons why I really like the Pixel 4a. The first reason is, as usual, the main reason, and that's simply that in day-to-day life, the Pixel 4a still runs great. I can unplug this thing first thing in the morning, take it out, use it day-to-day, maybe while I'm waiting for a coffee, or going for a nice walk in the countryside. This thing runs great, and when I get home, texting my friends and watching videos on this thing is awesome. It's got a lot of features that just make it really nice to use. I personally think it's almost the perfect size. That screen is almost interrupted aside from the hole punch front-facing camera. It runs Android 12 like an absolute charm, and despite the slightly plasticky build that does mean it tends to scratch easier, along with things like the volume bar and everything just being on the one side, this phone is an excellent daily driver. I think a lot of people tend to forget about what makes a good daily driver. Usability and how it works to meet your day-to-day needs is paramount when it comes to a daily driver, and in this department I think the Pixel 4a is one of the best Android phones I used in 2021. Another great thing I loved about the 4a was the camera. Now, despite only having one focal length on the main camera, it is certainly a huge standout point for the Pixel 4a. Dynamic range is amazing, especially for the price. Along with sharpness, saturation, I found the color science to be incredible, and while I did find it was slightly lacking on the video feature side of things with only 4K at up to 30 FPS, it does offer things like raw photos that make this an excellent phone if you enjoy snapping some casual photos, and maybe some less casual photos. Maybe you like to edit your photos. I just said the word photos about 4 times, I think. Someone will probably let me know. Thank you. I have, of course, as always, attached some photos so you can judge for yourself, but every time I've taken this phone out as my daily driver, I have had an absolute blast taking photos with this thing. Quickly, before we get to the next point, I do want to ask you, especially if this isn't your first time here, if you want to see more fun tech videos with things like Pokemon plushies and nice color grading, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. It helps out much more than you think, and you can always unsubscribe later. Next up, we have the features that this phone provides. Now, granted, it is slightly lacking, especially compared to higher end phones. For example, it doesn't have an official IP rating, not even IP67. As I said, there's no 4K 60, which at the point of this phone's release was definitely a standard, but it has kept all of the really important things that you want. For example, a good biometrics unlock system. Now, while it may not seem as flashy as Face ID, the fingerprint sensor on the Pixel 4a is without a doubt one of the best I've ever used. It's fast, it's accurate, and it's conveniently placed as well. I was going to talk about the Samsung S8, but I think that might be my New Year's resolution. As I said, the screen is absolutely incredible. It's got a USB-C socket, an awesome camera, great battery life, which we will be talking about shortly, and honestly feels like it's kept all of the important features while just stripping back on the nice-to-haves. Honestly, I think this is exactly what a budget phone should be. Keeps all that nice modern technology while taking away a few nice-to-haves in order to cut the price. Up next, we have the performance of this phone, and despite being released back in 2019, this thing is certainly no slouch. I'm personally running Android 12 on this thing, and despite the fact that some don't like it, including a lot of my friends, I really like it. I think it's got a nice bit of personality to it, and on the Pixel 4a, it runs great. More intensive tasks are also really good. Whenever I'm watching a 4K video on this phone, I never feel it slow down. In fact, the performance of this phone definitely keeps up with the gorgeous screen. And as I said before, the screen on this phone is really nice, so it's nice to know that it can keep up. Also, while I'm not a big gamer exactly, on all of the games that I've played on this phone, I've never had any performance issues, and the battery life performance is phenomenal. Seriously, this is some of the best battery life I've ever experienced. It charges via USB, and it definitely keeps me running all day. If you want a more in-depth review, I have actually already done one of those. This is kind of like the bite-sized version of it, but if you're really interested in stuff like this or just want something else to watch, you can check out my more in-depth review up there. Finally, we've been talking about it the whole time, but I kind of think it deserves its own section. The value for money that the Pixel 4a offers is, at least in my opinion, unmatched. Where I live, it routinely goes on sale for as little as 279 Great British quids. So, if you want a new phone that performs well and doesn't absolutely decimate your bank account, then it might still be worth taking a look at the Pixel 4a. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Let me know, by the way, what do you think of the Pixel 4a? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you own one? Feel free to let me know in the comments. I always enjoy reading those. As for now though, as always, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this, then smash that subscribe button. I'm done for now, and I will see you guys in the next one.